Hey everybody, and welcome back to the West 4th and Long podcast, coming to you from West 4th Street, downtown Cincinnati, or as we call it these days, the Factory of Sadness. I am Eric Cook. That is Ryan Cook, Jason Bruckman, Patrick Eichold. I've heard that term before. It feels more fitting right now because I don't know how you recoup what happened over the weekend, but we're going to try. But it's trade deadline day. Happy trade deadline day, everybody.
Happy trade deadline, Eric.
Yeah, and like most years, it comes and goes without the Bengals doing a whole lot, but they did do something.
Well, usually nothing happens to begin with, very little.
I feel like the Reds did more today than Bengals did. They signed a reliever. They signed a reliever.
All right, hot dogs.
Jumping into free agency right off the bat.
Logan Wilson has a new home. We thought that might happen. It makes sense to happen. It makes sense to move a guy you're not playing, a guy that's going to cost you a few $1 million you don't want to pay in the next couple of years. So that's good. They moved him. They found him a new home. He's going to Dallas for a 7th-round pick.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Just hold on to him at that point. To let him play.
And I saw somebody made the note,
He already wasn't happy, so there's a lot of people that aren't happy in that locker room.
Maybe him pissed off would he play a little better.
Is he worse than the two guys they kept?
The 7th-round pick, what's the point?
I don't know, unless you take that 7th and another 7th and maybe a 6th and get a 4th. I don't know.
Still then, what's the point? They suck at drafting.
Well, that's true. That's true. But what do you do? What's the other alternative?
Go sign guys. Go do what the Colts did. I know they gave up a haul for Sauce Gardner, but they saw a need and they wouldn't. So, before we get off on a tangent, I just want to ask something. Why is it always assumed you're trading for this year? Why does everybody just assume you're trading for this year?
What do you mean by that?
How come like a bad team doesn't trade for a guy they need maybe for next year or the year after? How come you never see that?
Isn't that what the Jets did today?
No, they got rid of a guy. I'm saying not picks, not bringing back picks. I'm saying what if the Jets went out and said, you know what, we really need a wide receiver. Let's go make a splash at wide receiver on a guy that we can control for a couple years and look towards next year.
Because the other teams that have that guy under team control don't want to trade him.
Not necessarily.
It's very unusual. Okay, so T. Higgins is on a bad team right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't want to pay him as much, but let's just assume you did. He's under team control.
Yeah.
So but the Bengals aren't going to trade a guy.
They're not, but I'm just saying, how come you never? Okay, wide receiver might have been but like an interior lineman.
That's better.
The Bengals desperately need an interior lineman.
So does everyone.
Yeah, everybody does. So even if you're a bad team, why aren't you going out and making trades to make your team better for next year? If a guy's under control.
But again, I think it's just because he's under control. You're trying to get rid of expiring.
You're going to hold on to guys that you think you can build around. So nobody's going to trade away somebody.
You never know.
You never know.
The Jets just traded away Sauce Gardner, who's under control.
But that's just what happened.
Okay. I want to go to Sauce Gardner.
Sorry you don't agree with it, Jason.
I want to go to Sauce Gardner. Tangent I want to get off.
When we have Duke Tobin on, then you can answer this.
Duke, if you're watching,
he's never coming on here.
He's in his dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, he's never allowed in this store.
Wow. No, we'd sell him stuff.
No.
No?
No.
Wow. Duke, you're allowed in.
Would any of us recognize him if he walked in today?
No.
No. He looks like half the guys I see at like the bar on the west side, on weekends. Not that I do that. I'm just saying. Yeah. They serve food there,
Big
too.
Cheviot guy.
I know you go to Bucketheads regularly.
Bucketheads is great. Great food, great service. That's Bucketheads on Harrison Avenue.
Yeah. Going for a sponsorship.
Why not?
Yeah.
At this point. No. All right. So Sauce Gardner, that sent shockwaves. Nobody saw that coming, I don't think. You saw the Jets selling assets, not one that young. 2 first-round picks going their way. They now have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 NFL drafts. For a team that needs a quarterback, that's great because you're stockpiling first-round picks. We'll see who's there, who they want, but
is there a quarterback out there?
Who knows? But at least they have what they need, and I think that makes sense. 2 first-rounders, is that too steep? Let's try to take our blinders off of we love Sauce because he was here and he's our guy. That's a lot of capital for one guy.
If you feel like that one guy is going to help you win a Super Bowl this year, I mean, that's what it's about. Yeah. And I'm not going to doubt their owner. Their owner, she is crazy, and I love her. I want an owner that's crazy.
It's uncomfortable.
And she is nuts. She's on the sideline with the headset on. She's holding everybody accountable. They saw a need. I guess they got torched by Aaron Rodgers, and they said, okay, we might need a guy.
They didn't really get torched.
But-
Danny Dimes turned it over 4 times.
Yeah.
Is he having a good year? I don't even know.
He was hurt for the Bengals game.
I saw a stat today. He is not allowed a receiver to catch 2 balls in the same game. Now we don't know how common. Like if you're on,
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
if you're playing the Bengals, which he did. Now he didn't play in that game,
Right.
But he's not lined up on Jamar every play, right? Even though they want him to be, they're going to switch. They're going to switch formations, get guys in and out. So you can't have Sauce versus Jamar. That's still pretty good, and he's great. He's amazing. He's a shutdown corner in a league that doesn't have a ton of them.
Yeah.
So that's great. As a Colts fan, and Patrick, I'm looking over at you because you're kind of a pseudo Colts fan. We'll just say
Anti-Colts fan, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, you have an Indianapolis background. Let's just assume you like the Colts.
Okay.
And you saw this move today. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking,
man.
that's great. However, you just had a game where Daniel Jones threw 4 interceptions. All of Pittsburgh's points were off of picks, or off of turnovers, I should say. Okay, you got Sauce, but you still have that guy QB1. Do you feel good enough about him to warrant this all-in move to win a Super Bowl this year?
Oh, I think so, yeah. I mean, he had one bad game. I mean,
Everybody's had a bad game.
I mean, just pick your Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm sure one of them has had at least one, maybe even a couple of games where they threw 4 interceptions. It just happens. So based on the way the Colts have been playing and the way Daniel Jones has been playing this season, I'm not worried about just that one game. And I'm excited if I'm an actual Colts fan and not just like a sarcastic one like I am, then I'm excited. I'm totally stoked about the move that the Colts made today.
To your point, the most points scored in the NFL since Week 6, the Bengals are number 1 at 131. Colts are right behind them at 127. Now the Bengals' record over those games is 1-3. The Colts is 3-1. So you're right.
So, there you go.
They have a great run game, which helps out any quarterback. You can take a mediocre quarterback and make him look really good with a great running game.
Daniel Jones did have Saquon Barkley in his backfield before, too.
Well, it's the Giants.
So, I mean,
We've had this discussion. The Giants
that's the
are
Giants.
a black hole of who knows what the hell's going on there.
They get two guys leave that become Hall of Famers. Yeah.
I feel like, and you can disagree, I feel like these conversations are overlapping. The Bengals and their just beyond deficiencies of defense and the trade deadline.
What do you do?
That's the frustrating thing is they're so bad at drafting on that side of the ball. Give up your draft picks and get guys. And that's where I kind of went back to why don't bad teams trade for guys that they can control for a couple of years that they like? Why not? Why not the Bengals give up a 3rd round or a 2nd round for a guy who's
proven?
Yeah. And now you have him for 2 years. You have a window.
We might be trying that, but that's a hard deal to swing.
According to sources out there, right? All these insiders, which, by the way, let's get to, at the end of this, our grievances, let's talk about fact-checking some of these experts and how they really do with some of these, predictions and inside info.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Bengals are looking at everything. I just saw a report from Mike Florio with NBC Sports that they're even looking at Duke Tobin, and there's some rumblings that he might not be safe. I don't see it. That will go against everything the Brown family's ever been, the Blackburns have ever been. He's like a second son to them. I mean, he's part of the family. He's part of the Mafia family. They move on from them. I feel so much better about where the Bengals are because they moved on from something like an immovable object in Duke Tobin. And that's not to say that he's fully to blame, but I think he is. Where am I going with this? Good Lord.
I don't know, but you want heads to roll, which I do too. But the hardest one that's going to have to roll is I think it's going to be Zach because he's very good offensive-minded coach. But I feel like the players don't respect him. He doesn't hold players accountable.
I know where I'm going with this. Basically, everything is up in the air, which means that if that is true, they're looking at Al Golden, they're looking at Zach Taylor, they're looking at the entire coaching staff. So to your point, bringing people in for the next couple of years, they don't know what that fit is going to be because they don't know who they're going to have. This is a really weird spot they're in.
Yes,
they don't have a single, outside of Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, they don't have anything shored up. Nothing.
So I have another question for you, and this one really bothers me, and I don't know why, but why is it like taboo for the offense to call out the defense?
Oh, Chase.
Why? Yeah. Well, you know what? Good for him stepping up and actually saying something like, "Get a stop." Yeah. Like we did our job. We put up 40 points. Get a stop.
my counterpoint. I loved hearing it because that's what I thought.
Yeah,
What's that do though?
you are.
does it do?
I'm sorry, but you are two separate locker rooms. You are. You're the defense and you're the offense. I mean, that's what it is. It's not like, I don't know. Call them out. Hold them accountable. What's wrong with that? When you coach youth sports, you always say, we need a leader who's going to hold people accountable. We need somebody on our team to hold everybody else accountable.
You're in a dugout of a 12U baseball team, and you have the kid that is light years better than the rest of the team yelling at the other kids, step up. That's what you want?
Sure. Not yelling at them, but like, say, hey, guys, we got to step up. This isn't how we're practicing.
Well,
you need to practice harder.
Versus like, this is your job. Like, if you don't do your job, like, you
find a way to fix it.
But you can't fire them because they're under contract.
I mean,
what are you going to do?
You'll find better players.
You've drafted so bad.
send them down to the practice squad. Bring the practice squad up.
They're going to be just as bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a
answer.
terrible situation to be in just because the defense is terrible. There's no accountability in that locker room on the defensive or coaching. For me, it's coaching. For Zach Taylor to come out and say, well, what Chase Brown said is just not right. You know what? Maybe that's what this team needs.
Do you think Zach Taylor, do you think Joe Burrow has, wants Zach Taylor there? Is there a relationship?
I feel like
between
there's got to be a rift in that locker room now. There's got to be.
Yeah,
2 years of this crap?
It seems, yeah.
2 years of it. It's 2 years of terrible defense.
Really bad defense.
Of the defense not
Except
picking
for
up
the last 5 games of last season.
And then
whatever they were able to muster up would be pretty good right about now.
I know you saw the tweet of the guys walking out of the locker room. It's like 5 or 6 defensive guys kind of chuckling, laughing, saying, "Oh, catch you guys on Monday."
Yeah.
And then dodging reporters because you're too afraid of what they're going to...
Can I throw a theory I threw out to, I think it was you, Ryan, or you, Patrick, earlier today? When Al Golden was hired, everybody talked about how simple he was going to make the defense for the players in the locker room. He was going to let them loose. They weren't going to have to think. They weren't going to have to overanalyze. They were just going to go, right? Mm-hmm. So if you watch some of the people that aren't us that talk about the last couple of games and what the defense did, they shoot the gaps quick. Meaning, let's talk about Caleb Williams in this game. The pocket is gone because those guys, they just jump.
Well, they lose containment.
And they lose containment on every big play. If you look at the lowlights of the defense recently, it's always losing containment.
Or a bad angle, or a miss.
Well, I think bad angles and containment are kind of one and the same, right? Because, you lose your leverage.
For the line, that's an angle thing.
Every trick play worked for the Bears, and they had nobody on the outside. The same thing happened with the Jets. So it's almost like, do you think, and let's just be honest, Al Golden's not going anywhere this week. Zach Taylor is not going anywhere this week. So coaching staff's going to stay there. This bye week, now that's the other part of it, is they had a voluntary workout today and nobody showed up for the most part. Which is,
what's that kind of tell you about?
He's losing the locker room. He
people don't, I feel like the respect for him is dwindling, which, I said it before the season started that they're going to be a juggernaut offensively, which they're getting back into that. Mm-hmm. And he's a good offensive coach, but I don't think he's head coach material.
So he's losing the locker room, but not the whole locker room. And the question becomes, who's he losing? If he's losing guys on the defensive side, or the guys that you're saying, see you on Monday, then I don't think the front office, Duke Tobin, whoever's there and making these decisions, cares. Because he doesn't look at those guys as the long-term solution. Zach, you don't like Zach? Well, who cares? You're not part of the solution. Now, if Zach, to whoever said it a second ago, I think you did, Ryan, if Joe and Zach are aligned, right, Joe's not going to come out and be boisterous, not going to say the things that Chase Brown says. He might, though, be sticking up for Zach.
For Zach, you might be like, you can't get rid of him. He's my coach. He's the guy that I want here. He's
the guy that puts in the system I want to run. He lets me audible, sometimes poorly, into plays at the line of scrimmage.
So who are they going to listen to, right?
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is, ideally, you need to, Zach needs to swallow his pride and say, I'm going to be the offensive coordinator. Get somebody in here to run the team, because he's the head.
Zach is the nicest guy in the world.
I know,
never a guy that
would relinquish.
The defense falls on him as well, and that kind of attitude these defensive players have fall on him because he is the head guy in charge.
The problem with the Al Golden hire, not from a scheme standpoint, Al Golden is like a Zach Taylor. He's not a guy that I don't see him as a guy that's going to get in your face. You already referenced the Marvin Lewis thing that's gone viral from Hard Knocks in '09 when he's getting in the locker room in their faces saying, you got to tackle on special teams, reach down inside, be a F-word pro. Brady, I know you're watching, so I'm not going to say it. But, I even had this thought, wouldn't it be great? Go call Marvin.
Yeah.
Get Marvin back in here to yell at these guys, make them men, make them be accountable for each other. They're not doing that on defense. In a perfect world, I think the culture that Zach set years ago was a good one for the players he had then. Because you had leaders, like true leaders on that team, right? Jesse Bates would hold him accountable.
Yeah.
Jermaine Pratt at the time would hold him accountable. Trey would hold him accountable. Hubbard, you're losing these guys as they get older and get traded. So
and Zach's not necessarily a leader. It looks like he's not like a.
Well, he's not the leader you want. He's
not like he's not the ho hum. Hey guys, good job. We'll get him next week. I don't need that kind of attitude. I need you to hold him accountable.
It worked in 2021, and by the way, it can still work on offense.
But so, and this is another thing that I gripe on is Yoshi Vosh had 7 drops going. Like, why is he not on the bench?
Yeah, he's still.
Why is he not on the bench?
He caught what should have been the game-winning touchdown on Sunday.
Right, I get that, but at some point you got to say 7 drops. Okay, I'm pulling you because obviously this isn't clicking for you right now. You're going to take a seat. We're going to put somebody else in. If he earns the job, he gets it.
Okay, so trade deadline. Logan Wilson gone.
Yeah.
Barely anything back for him. Okay, that's one. The other big move that didn't happen is Hendrickson is still here.
He's still here.
Thoughts on that? I have thoughts, but I'm going to let you guys go first.
He's still here, and I guess we're glad he's still here. Who brought Jesse Bates? They got rid of all their veteran guys, their defensive guys over the how many years, past years? Like, why'd they let Jesse Bates go? Like, he was
getting
that
expensive.
guy.
They got strong.
The outscore him route's not going to work.
No.
I think we've seen that.
Yeah.
I think the route they were taking was
we're going
to put a defense in there that can hopefully get 2, 3, 4 stops a game, and you're just going to have to outscore them, and it is not working.
They went young, cheap, and athletic on defense, and it is blowing up in their face.
Apparently they went young, cheap, and athletic, and
well, that's what happens when you got whatever 50% of your salary cap tied up in 3 guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it's I think you can still win with those parameters. There is a way. You just got to get the right guys. You can't miss on these third round draft picks, and they're doing it. They're doing it over and over again. So you have to reset. You have to convince some poor team out there, take these guys that aren't panning out for us, coach them better. There's value there, and then just try it again. Hendrickson, I do like that he's still here for a myriad of reasons. Number one, Adam Schefter, the great Adam Schefter, right? And we'll get to these guys later, how much of an expert are they. But he did make a good point when he was talking about the trade deadline and teams not moving guys. He said the NFL teams are not in the business of giving away good players, meaning that you have to be convinced by the guys calling you that they are meeting your price.
2 first rounds for Sauce.
That's if they
and that's exactly what you're saying. You're not going to turn that down.
No.
I mean, I get it. You're not going to turn it down, but if you have a history of drafting bad, you keep him.
If the Cowboys called, which they may have, and said, "Hey guys, we will give you a 4th round pick for Trey Hendrickson," of course they're saying no. Is my point. Don't just it's going to be hard to sign him long term, so we got to get something for him. You're not at that point yet. And by the way, Trey Hendrickson, have you guys noticed he hasn't been healthy this year?
Right.
Yeah, right.
So they have the opportunity to give him another $37 million 1-year deal next year. And then I think his price tag's coming down, by the way, because he's getting older and he's more injury prone. Yeah. So you could franchise him and still give him long-term stability. Not to say they're going to do this, but this is an option in the offseason, depending on how this plays out, right? Give him a $20 million 3-year deal after that.
I'm wondering if maybe Trey started to see the writing on the wall, and maybe he was a little banged up at the end of last season, and he thought, well, you know what, I'm going to leverage this situation of being the sack leader and get one more final payday, because I don't see them keeping him. Maybe this year, who knows? I don't. Maybe they did try to shop him around and just didn't get what they thought they could for him.
It's exactly.
So you never know. Just because they didn't trade him didn't mean, or any other number of guys. That doesn't mean that they weren't shopping them around and trying to get some sort of a deal. And he has been injured this year, so
a lot.
Yeah, he hasn't played the last couple of games, so who that's a contender is going to want to roll the dice on a guy that might be able to play 3 or 4 games down the stretch. You never know.
You had something to add.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to bring up, like, do you think people, or not people, but teams are historically always rebuilding because they do have a couple of young players that are good, but they're always trading them?
Potentially.
And then they have to draft again, and then they build them up, and then they trade them again, like the Pirates. Do you think, like, the Pirates would be a really good organization had they kept some of these players that they keep trading away? And I'm just thinking of the Jets. They got rid of their, Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner today. Those are two pretty good defensive players.
Not only that, but if you're Breece Hall and you're still there, you're looking around like, where'd all my super friends go?
Yeah,
and now
like,
if you're a free agent, you're like, wait a minute, so I'm not safe. If they whiff on another quarterback in the next draft, then I'm going to be shipped off somewhere else. Why do I want to sign up to this?
Right.
Somebody said, too, on social media when this all went down, and I loved this. I wish I could credit it to them, but, like, they mentioned all the draft picks they're getting, and they said it kind of very sarcastically, oh, teams that make these kind of deals and get all these picks, this never goes wrong for them. It goes wrong for them like 80% of the time.
More than not.
Yeah, because these were all first-round picks before, and you guys blew it, right? So it doesn't.
Yeah,
Or not necessarily blew it, just like, I mean, if they've got a lot of, I feel like the Jets have a lot of young talent. They got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. I mean, Justin Fields, when he was healthy, was playing pretty well.
Can I say a hot take, by the way? I dropped
Sure.
on Patrick earlier at work. I said that I had more fun watching the Bengals blow that game on Sunday than I did having them win Week 1 against the Browns.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't a more interesting game.
You're just going to have to realize the rest of this year that you're watching the offense. And
Well, yeah,
what this is going to be.
It's like, okay, so let's see how many points the Bengals can score.
But this is 2 years in
still
a row
lose.
of this.
This is more.
I mean, that's what
frustrating.
we're watching. It's like, okay, how are they going to lose this time? How many points are they going to give up, and still score
To Patrick's point, they had a run.
38 to 42, whatever, and still lose?
Patrick, you said at the end of the year, their 5-game winning streak at the end of 2024,
Yeah.
their defense was great.
It was good enough.
Yeah.
Whatever they changed,
It was the players that are playing now, which is weird.
it's the same guys. So, yeah, it's like...
Well, Hendrickson was very active at the end of last
Yeah.
year, and he's not right now. If
Yeah,
you get a
they
pass
did have
rush,
a little bit more of a pass rush.
a
That is
little
true.
more of a pass rush. My goodness, they need one guy doing something, pressure.
Well, I saw Joseph Osayi's 3 sacks on the season. That surprised the crap out of me.
Yeah, me too. Because there's no get off on the line. Can we talk about something else?
Yeah, let's talk about something
Oh,
else.
wait. Really more depressing news. This is just
Oh.
a fun fact because this comes later in the trivia, so I want you to hear this first. So through 9 weeks, the Bengals are giving up 427 yards per game. That's dead last, right? The Cowboys are next at 397. The offense, surprisingly right now, is 23rd, but that's because they got off to a slow start. 308 yards per game. 11th in passing offense, and this is where people pick on Zach Taylor. 32nd, dead last in rushing offense. Rushing
Over the
offense.
past couple of weeks, it doesn't feel that way.
No, I actually
the
like
rushing.
how
They
it's
didn't
called.
rush that
And
well on
I think
Sunday.
with Joe
They did 2
Flacco,
weeks
the
ago.
rushing game has changed. I hate to say it, but I think Joe Flacco's a better quarterback for a running game than a Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he lets the game dictate what he does, and I think Joe tries to play too much hero
Yep.
ball, and that's why he's still hurt.
Yep.
Around the world of sports, I said the factory of sadness. Ryan, do you want to talk about your Bearcats at all?
We're gonna skip over football.
Oh,
No,
good.
we're not.
We're gonna pretend like
Why
that
not?
didn't happen.
Let me tell you something. In the game of sports,
The game of
the game of sports,
The game of sports.
it happens.
Yeah, they lost
It happens.
to a good team.
What I'm curious is how do they respond
Yep.
against Arizona this week? And I know why they're playing at noon.
Next
Like
week.
you said, the turf is it's
Bright,
bright,
man.
and it's going to be an
Can't see.
early game for Arizona. They're pushing Arizona to be up at like 9 a.m. playing
Yes.
football versus noon. And I want to see how they respond because Arizona blew the doors off of Colorado, which,
Yeah.
but I'm curious on how they respond.
And then they've got BYU the following week,
Yeah.
and then at TCU.
Let's see how they respond.
If they win 4 in a row, they have a home playoff game.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll see where that
At
goes.
least they have a path, right?
Yeah.
They have
I
a
mean,
path. They
and-
control their
Could you
own
imagine
destiny.
UC versus Oregon down at Nippert?
Or at
I'm just
Pay
throwing
for
like
it?
out like a fun game like that.
That would be
That'd
awesome.
something.
Yeah, that would
That
be
would be a
something.
cool experience for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, okay, we talked weeks ago about what were the expectations of UC football. Nobody's talking about a home playoff game then. Not
No.
even the
We were
most
not.
optimistic.
8-4.
of us.
We were
8-4 was the most optimistic,
Yeah,
You're right.
which still could happen.
it's great. It's all we have. I mean,
It really
let's
is.
write it well.
Now we have basketball.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, get on your Wes Miller.
Wes Miller. And they won.
They won.
They looked better than Xavier last night. Xavier almost lost.
But how did they really look?
They look sloppy for a first game. It's fine.
Who doesn't
That's what
look
you get.
sloppy though?
How many points did they score? Just under 100 though, right?
Yeah, but I actually sat down and watched this game.
Whoa.
Okay. I love the talent he has,
Yes.
and they do not play as a unit yet.
Not
They
yet.
really don't.
You could
They
tell.
don't. And if they come together, they're going to be really, really good. But that offense, he runs like 5 or 6 plays a half, and then the rest is like freestyle. It is so hard to watch.
Is that not college basketball though?
I don't know. Like I felt like Western Carolina was running plays the whole game. They're just
less athletic.
they're out talented. They are. But my big takeaway was Baba Miller. That dude.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, he's going to be a good one. If this team could stay together, if this was like a Bob Huggins recruiting class and they stayed together for 2 or 3 years, this team would be a wrecking
They
force.
looked like
A
they
wrecking
could.
force.
A wrecking force.
Love it. Love it. Do they have a shooter?
Yeah.
Yes, they
Rodriguez.
do.
They have a guy that used to
And
be able to shoot
Kurt.
before he got to UC.
That's
The problem is, I think you have a lot of guys that came in that could play one-on-one in high school. They need to figure out how to kind of transition to a more team game where you have
Did you
to
see Keyshawn Tillery? He played point guard a little bit.
a little bit.
He's fast. He's quick.
Who's number 5? The guy that hurt his wrist. That's not
Oh,
good. That's not good.
Who was that? I know you're talking about.
Sincere.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not good.
You think he's hurt? They didn't say. Like, I mean,
He
was
couldn't
told to-
shoot a free throw.
Yeah, he was
he
told to
took
do that.
himself out of the game because he couldn't shoot a free throw.
He crashed a few times on dunks. Was he the one that fell?
Like his energy. Like they need his energy. His energy was amazing,
Yeah.
and I don't like him being hurt.
It's early.
That's right.
It's early. It's fine. So good. You're feeling good about UC.
I mean, and I did see that one of the guys that they got, is it Haynes? He was, I think, another big guy that.
You're supposed to know this stuff.
It's only been one
he's
game.
out.
Yeah.
He's out. He's like hurt to start the season. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well, then the women's basketball team lost their
She-
recruit, and they don't know when.
Alexander?
Yeah, they don't know when she's coming back.
Midway through the season is what I saw. So.
Can 2025 be over sooner?
It's been
Yeah.
rough.
Jeez,
It's been
oh,
rough.
Pete's.
FC's still alive.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah. they play
FC
softball.
Cincinnati.
So,
Hey,
I
the fighting
love-
FCs.
I watched the first game. That was great. I did not watch 4-0 over the weekend.
That's a good thing.
How does it go from one extreme to the other?
bounces,
Man, 4-0.
bounces.
Well, when you're down to one player for 3/4 of the game,
That does
got
not help
something to
either.
do with it.
But they're
Does
still
not help
alive.
either.
They're still
So-
alive.
Still alive.
Which I kind of like that format.
Hell is real. Playoff edition.
The cloud that
Let's
just
go.
seems to permeate over downtown Cincinnati, this time of year, it can lift. And that's
can.
what I'm bringing. I mean, you see football, you see basketball, you see football especially. Yeah, they can bounce back easy.
Yes.
And take care of business. You set up a primetime game at home. The way the schedule breaks for them is great, right?
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of hope with that. Yeah, what else is going on? Saw Tom Brady cloned his old dog.
That's
I
weird.
heard
It's
about
very
that.
weird.
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I don't like it either.
No, move on and get a new dog.
Yeah.
That part of your life
Yeah.
is over.
Even
What's
if you
worse,
got the
that or
money for it.
taxidermy, like stuffing your dog and putting it
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I wonder if he did taxidermy his old dog.
I'm okay with that.
So the
So-
other one just thinks he's looking in a mirror.
Taxidermy, yeah.
What's your prediction on UC basketball this year?
Ooh, it's on camera, Ryan.
It's on camera this year.
Just like we got yours
That's
from
tough.
last
That's the
year
game,
still
man. I
written
think we should
down.
Save that for next week.
Well, I'm just going to go out right now and say they're a bubble team.
Bubble team.
Okay, so that's
You're
not
that
really an
optimistic
answer.
on
Does
that?
that mean
So
they're gonna
So you're saying they make the
they're either the first 4 in, or they're one of the last 8 out. They're right there, but I feel like they have. Have you looked at their schedule? Have you seen the Big 12?
It's
That's a basketball
insanely
conference besides the ACC. It is, holy smokes, it is.
Well, maybe Wes Moore switched from visors to hats too, and it will turn it all around.
I don't know. He needs to. I don't know.
Hey, can I give a shout out to, we had Brady Ballard on a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, and he's a Louisville commit for football. Louisville's just, good at everything. Have you noticed that? Louisville football, they have an inside track to a playoff berth.
Yeah.
I mean, they should be able to lock that up. Basketball, they got it humming with Pat Kelsey down there again.
Yeah.
College World Series.
Baseball, they're preseason ranked like 6 or 7 already. They got a high recruit of Reggie Watson coming in from Mo.
Plug. Yeah. Friend of the program. The L, whatever they call themselves down there, the Ville.
I don't know.
Yeah, they got money too. They got that Adidas money. So they got things cooking.
Got that horse farmer money.
Yeah.
You know,
Derby money?
Derby.
Bourbon money.
Bourbon money, Derby
yeah.
money.
Yeah, they got a
Pot
lot of cool
money.
things in Kentucky.
I'm sure they got plenty of pot tax down there too.
Pot tax.
Yeah.
Pot.
Yeah.
Pot. You're throwing out a lot of interesting verbiage here
Yeah.
on this one.
On fire.
Yeah, you are. You're on fire. No, Louisville's on fire. Ohio State's still on fire. Patrick, you have fun up at the show.
Go
They
Bucks.
took care of
Oh
Penn
yeah. It's always a good day to go take in a Buckeye game. Beautiful day. I was just disappointed that Penn State honestly didn't hold up their end of the bargain. That was supposed to be a 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3 game, and
Yeah.
well,
they just why couldn't they hold up their end? Just be happy with the win. Man.
Well, I saw those shirts that said "We told you so," and I was really tempted to buy one just to irritate you guys.
So can I ask you guys something? Is Ohio State that good? Do we truly even know yet? Have they even played anybody?
Texas,
Yeah.
number one. Yeah, no, you're right.
A couple weeks later, they went to Florida.
Which as an Ohio State fan, I would be kind of nervous about going into the playoffs. They haven't really truly been tested yet.
Indiana's been destroying everybody.
They're
Yeah.
not going to admit this. Indiana scares the crap out of them.
Yes, and it should because really Ohio State really hasn't played besides week 1, which was a hype game. They haven't played anybody.
In their defense,
No, you're right.
we always make fun of the Ohio State round robin of little teams in Ohio they play out of conference, but with 16 teams in a conference, you're going to have imbalance. You're not going to play all the best teams, no matter, even if you have.
And this is the year they're not.
Sure,
Fine.
and I mean, you picked on Indiana last year, and even people were second guessing Indiana until they went out to Oregon and beat Oregon at Oregon, right? But we don't know how good any of these are. That's why just set the field, right? And I'm sorry if you're 13 or 14, don't complain. There's 12 teams, you're fine. You should have done more. That's coming from a guy who had a school that he went to be 14 last year. I wasn't complaining. Don't lose the last game of the year, then you're fine. Point being, they're going to set the field, and let's see what happens. Ohio State was a 7 seed last year, and they won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love college football.
I love the format now.
I do too, but 16 would be even better.
Well, but I like not that you can schedule games that are just fun for people to watch now. Like a Texas Ohio State to open the
People
season.
are going
and
to
you're
want
not
to
worried.
schedule
so you can
stronger
really
competition.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun for the fans now.
Patrick,
Yeah.
you were watching a documentary recently. I want to bring this
Yeah.
up because it brings up a fun little discussion we can bring out to the people watching. So tell us about this thing with the Expos.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It's still on there. It's just been less than a week, I think, since it's been out. Who Killed the Montreal Expos? So that sounded like a fun watch. So I put that on, and just be forewarned, there are a lot of subtitles. Most of the people from Montreal speak French, so it's kind of hard to keep it on in the background and follow what's going on. But I really enjoyed it. It was a nice trip down memory lane, talking about some of those guys that played for him: Larry Walker, Pedro Martinez, Felipe Alou, Moises Alou, Randy Johnson. They didn't bring him into it at all, but it was really interesting because you always hear about that it was the '94 strike that killed him, but what you find out is really it was death by 1,000 paper cuts with them. There was a lot of problems, not just with the organization, but just in Canada, in Quebec. So give it a watch. It was really good, but it kind of made me think about what are the things that you miss? What are some things in sports that you miss? And I put it out on Twitter today on X, and I got one response from Tom Justin. Get this, his handle is I'm Nostradamus. I thought that was pretty clever. So very good, Tom Justin. He just put out a picture. He misses the stingers, which I completely agree with. I didn't realize until a year or so ago how close they were to being in the NHL. So that's a missed opportunity.
But okay, you say you miss the Stingers. You have the Cyclones, which is basically the same thing.
No, but they were almost in the
Yeah.
NHL.
Yeah, look at the names
You know.
they had. The Cyclones. It's kind of a little different when you got
It
names
is.
like Messier and Melrose.
But back then, there was no, like, you went and played for, like, there wasn't a farm system like there is now. You know what I mean?
You can still, but you miss what you miss. You know what I miss?
What do you miss,
I
Eric?
miss the original NBA on NBC. I know, and they're doing I love it.
Basketball,
Yeah, round ball rock. It's back.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's really not. But here's the problem. Then they go to tonight's game, you know, the Thunder versus the Clippers. First of all, back in the 90s when basketball was awesome, those were not the teams you were watching
Yeah.
in the NBA and NBC.
Well, Thunder weren't around
Like,
yet.
I don't want to hear the music and then see James Harden chuck up like 80 shots and lose.
I did a little research because I thought the NBA, the NBA back in the 90s was, you know, it was a more physical game, lower scoring. I think what I saw yesterday was the least amount of points given up by a team this year, like average-wise, was like 103.7.
There was a
It's in triple digits.
There was a finals
everybody,
game.
yeah, it's more of an outside in game now rather than
It's hard
inside
watch.
out. You know,
It's an outside out to outside game
Yeah.
now. It's not,
Yeah.
You know, there was a finals game with the Jazz and the Bulls in '98. I think the Jazz were held to 54 points in a finals game.
In a finals game.
Yeah, it was an all-time record. That's an outlier, but at least it happened. Yeah, 54 points by Klay Thompson in the first quarter of a game. Anyway,
But
is that a grievance? The
No,
NBA?
no, but like
works, yeah.
to what you said, it was kind of refreshing. I watched one part of an NBA game, and it was Zion Williamson versus Victor Wembanyama, and they battled each other. They went at each other. Zion was trying to dunk over him. Victor was trying to dunk over him, and he was getting blocked. It reminded me of old basketball,
Yeah.
which was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, I miss that. I do, and well, maybe we'll get a little bit of that. I'm glad
Maybe.
the NBC thing. It's going good. I like that
Yeah.
it's there. The fact that they tease Michael Jordan as a contributor, they just did like an interview in his house, and they're just gonna play it in snippets all year. It's a bit disappointing, but what do you guys miss anything about any nostalgia? You know, we're sitting here in the store looking at all these old jerseys, and I'm staring at, you know, Orlando Magic and Charlotte Hornets back when they were cool. I don't think anybody thinks they're cool.
Yeah,
now.
what about teal and purple? Nobody wears teal and purple. I guess the Hornets still do.
I just miss like the full court defense, the actually playing defense and making teams earn it. I miss that.
Well, that's why I liked watching the finals this past season. Not only were my Pacers in it, but it was a team game. Both teams were playing team
Now
basketball.
they're like 0-7 now.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, Halliburton's still coming back, and
There's a lot of people that if you ask them, they watch a lot of NBA basketball. It's like a closet thing in Cincinnati. Nobody wants to admit they watch the NBA, but for those that do that I've talked to, they say if you really pay attention, the game you could argue is better at the pro level than in college right now. You talked about
It's a
how you see,
completely
you know,
different
there's not any uniformity, continuity. There's less continuity. How weird is this in college than the pros? You have more player movement in college than the pros. So even though I want to complain about the lack of the product in the NBA, I think it's getting better to what you said, just that little snippet of those two guys playing defense against each other.
Yeah.
I think you're getting that. So maybe don't sleep on the NBA. I still just miss, I don't know, those guys in that era.
I watched a little bit of the Cavs, and like it's definitely not what it was like a couple years ago.
I don't know. It still is. I mean, you're talking 103 points is the lowest amount of points
I don't
given
know, they
up.
are just really good shooters now. And there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
And why can't UC get one? Sorry. Well, how many years has it been, man?
I do have a theory behind it because these guys are coming in. They're their best player on their high school team. Now you come into college where the starting five on each college team is pretty darn good. And they're pretty tall, pretty long. And
trying to all stand out and get to the league.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to go to Are You Smarter Than a Second Grader, our weekly NFL picks. Ryan and I, let's give ourselves a round of applause, Ryan, because we were undefeated.
Okay.
In our life, we went 5-0. 5-0. So we've had some movement on the results here. Jason
boy.
had a bit of an off week.
Yeah, it happens.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
How
So
about that?
yeah, so Jason's still in the lead, 23-12. Ryan is a game back. I'm 2 games back, and then there's the other 2.
At least I'm smarter than a second grader.
Second graders, he's going to make
Struggling.
a comeback, man.
boy.
Well, his rationale sometimes might get him in trouble.
Yep.
So he's,
I love
he's
his rationale, though.
I do too, and again, maybe this is just the idea of this was to make ourselves, kind of degrade us, and like we don't know what we're talking about. Look, a second grader knows more. But maybe this is going to lift us up. Maybe we know what we're doing. Maybe we know what we're talking about. Maybe not. Let's see what we got this week. Now, Jason, this is the Jason game of the week, in my opinion. We got Jaguars at Houston. This is one that nobody really nationally is going to really care about, and that's what you want to talk about. So we're going to let Ryan go first, though. Jags at Houston. Ryan,
Hold on, before you say that,
what?
the slate of games this week is terrible.
It is. We'll get to the other. We'll get to the rest of it here in a minute.
Patrick and I were looking for a game to pick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it was almost Browns Jets.
Ew.
Glad it wasn't that after they
That
traded
would be
everyone.
actually too easy to pick. I think the Browns just have way too good of a defense to.
But we're not picking that one.
But
right
we're
now,
not.
guys. We're
Yeah,
picking
so
the
I'm
Jaguars.
not going to talk about it.
Jaguars at Texans. I'm going with the Texans. Their defense is really good this year.
I'm just going to pick everything Ryan picks so he can't pass me.
Oh, okay.
Is that
good
okay?
strategy.
That's a good
Yeah.
strategy.
Yep.
Yeah, I pick Houston. This is the time of the year I don't trust Jacksonville anymore. This is when they start to fade.
Who's Jacksonville's coach?
Alex, what's his name? Oh, no, Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah. So
I went Texans. It's kind of a toss-up, but they're at home, and it's a divisional game, and the Jaguars beat them last time. So, yeah, let's go Texans.
second grader Jags. They're
Oh.
fast.
Oh,
They are fast.
Yeah.
Go
Does he
Travis
know what a
Hunter.
Texan is?
Do you?
No, that's what I mean. Like,
Person from
Well, if
Texas.
you look at I think it's a human being. But if you look at the logo, it's an animal.
It is kind of like a downer of a nickname, I think we've gotten so accustomed to it. It's kind of like, Commanders. Like, ooh, what, Commanders?
it's a whole statewide. We're Texans.
Yeah.
There's
work
the
for
Cowboys.
marketing?
There's
We're
the
Texans.
we're-
That's-
there's
it-
Cowboys
it
too.
is a thing. Like you see completely, if you're in Texas, you see completely different commercials for stuff that's marketed just toward Texans.
Jags are fast. They're going to win.
Jags are
There you go.
fast.
According to the second grader. Patriots at the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Why?
They're good this year. Their offense is solid.
Patriots are good this year.
Baker Mayfield. I mean, how can you root against him right
I need
now?
more reasons out of you of why you're
Can
picking
I
stuff.
give you a reason for my pick of
like
Tampa
Baker
Bay?
Mayfield.
We're going to pivot? No,
Yeah,
no.
now you can.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's have a reason.
Because I watched Baker Mayfield, this is equally as stupid, on the Manning cast last night. And
You enjoyed him?
He was amazing. Oh my gosh, I want him here. I just want a stockpile of fun quarterbacks. You wanted Jameis, I want Baker.
Jameis, Baker,
Oh, he's
Joe.
amazing.
Who else can we get? Who
Yeah.
else is fun out there?
Yeah, let's
Jeez,
get an awesome
Eric's got a
QB
man
room.
crush all of a sudden.
17. I do. Anyway, I'm going Tampa Bay. It's a home game. I love what New England's doing, but I really love what Tampa Bay's doing on the DL. So let's go with the Bucks.
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 Go Bucks. That's what I was saying all weekend in Columbus, and here we go with the Tampa Bay Bucks. It's a home game. Yeah, it's a home game, and both teams are playing very, very well. But I'm kind of a Bucks fan right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the second grader says the Bucks as well, so it's a clean sweep.
Oh
'cause they're a
crap!
good team.
That means they're gonna
Oh.
lose.
No, but you know what? Sometimes it is just that simple. They're a good team.
They're a good team.
Together,
Okay.
everyone achieves more.
All right.
You should put that on the back of a
Should
shirt or
put
a
that-
jacket.
yeah.
or
Great
something.
idea.
Yeah.
A good sideline piece.
Well, let's not get crazy. Nobody does that. Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. NFC West battle. Who you got?
I'm going with the Rams. Their offense, I feel like, is starting to click a little bit. And the 49ers, they're kind of a lot of injuries going on over there, right?
And they're still winning.
Matthew Stafford, though, to Ryan's
True.
point, is putting up some gaudy numbers out
is.
there at whatever age he is now. So I'm going with the Rams, too.
I'm not betting against Christian McCaffrey because he's on my fantasy team, so we're going Niners.
Sound
Look at that.
advice. What do you got?
I'm going with the Goats because I got Puka Nakua on my fantasy team, so I can't go against him. So
There you go.
The second grader doesn't have a fantasy team, but he still picked the Rams because they're going to ram through those 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Steelers at the Chargers.
Going with the San Diego Superchargers.
No kidding. Every time.
Why?
How could you go against that song? They have the best theme
Like
song
the-
there is.
Are they going to wear their all yellow uniforms or whatever color they call that? Ugh.
No, I like the Chargers.
No one goes into the home field advantage that is SoFi Stadium and takes out the chart. Actually, no, the Steelers are going to have like 80% Steeler fans. They're going to win.
Yeah.
I'm going Chargers.
Become
I
like a
feel like
tourist game.
I feel like they're going to have a letdown after beating the Colts.
Did they clinch the division yet? Patrick, what do you
Getting
got?
there.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers too. Metal Fabricators just aren't that good. They haven't really played anybody. They did beat the Colts, but
They're pretty good.
yeah, they're pretty good. But I don't, it's going all the way out to the West Coast isn't easy for teams from out here, and
It's not by train.
well, I mean,
That's fine. It's your pick.
it's my pick.
I'll
Yeah,
do what I
and
want
I don't like them, so
Well,
I'm
there you
rooting
go.
against them.
We base our picks on fantasy football and whether we like them or not.
That's right.
Second grader does not like the Steelers, but he's picking them because they're going to steal the ball again, like you said last time. And
Oh.
that is what they did against Danny Dimes and the Colts. So that might
Yeah,
make
that
sense.
was a good.
I'm making a
good
addendum on the
prediction.
next one.
Yeah, what?
Huh? I didn't know Kraft was going to be out with a torn ACL. Their tight end.
Oh, you want to change your pick?
Yeah, now I do.
Okay. Well, Eagles at Packers. To your point, their best weapon on offense for Jordan Love just went out for the year, so that might affect some picks here.
Not for me.
No.
I'm a big fan of Wisconsin cheese curds.
You have them in your pocket?
Would be
no,
good
go
on
Pack, go.
some pocket
It's
pancakes.
a home game for Packers. It's, prime
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it'd be better out of your pocket than up there. All right, you're going Packers. I'm going Philly.
Yeah.
They just picked up Jalen Phillips and a couple other guys. I mean, they just keep stockpiling. They do what you want the Bengals to do, and that's what I want the Bengals to do. So go Eagles. They're probably gonna reach.
I was going to take the Packers, but now that their number one weapon's out, I got to go Eagles.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to me, Patrick.
I'm going Eagles. Yeah, it's a home game for Green Bay, but yeah, I'm sticking with the defending champs.
Yeah, so is the second grader, but again, that's one of his 8 or
yeah.
9 teams he likes. So
Yeah, that aren't his hometown team.
right.
That's
Yeah.
nice, though. You can just trade who you're rooting for each week.
I wish I was a
Right.
kid. And it's funny. We put these hats up here, and I like that we did it this way because if you're a Bengal fan and maybe you just want an NFC team, maybe like a side piece almost. Maybe you come down here, get a hat that you can wear on Sundays and not feel bad about yourself. I would say Tampa Bay's a good choice. As we
Okay,
look at
Tampa's
what-
yours? I'm
Well,
going
or
Detroit.
Seattle. I'm going Detroit though because my kid likes it. I'm going to get a
Okay.
shirt.
I really
have
like
it in
what the
my
Eagles.
cart.
I like what the Eagles do.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have a lot of.
I couldn't
side
be.
pieces.
Yeah. Oh well, if I went for the Eagles, if I were buying anything, it'd definitely be the Kelly Green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
a fan when they're wearing those.
Yeah,
uniforms.
those are cool.
Okay, so the Bengals I mentioned as far as this week's trivia, don't put it up yet, but I mentioned that they were last in total defense. And I thought they'd be higher on total offense, but they're not as high as I think. But the last few weeks, of course, they're number one. There has been, or let me ask you this, when is the last time an NFL team was first in total offense at the end of a season
Oh my!
and last in total defense?
1955.
Last year's Bengals.
Okay.
1966.
All right, though it's somewhere in between all those guesses. Put it up. The year 2000, and the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams.
Really?
So the year before, they won the Super Bowl with the greatest show on turf. Then they got those really ugly uniforms with the Vegas gold. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
10-6 this year. They put up more. They're the only team in NFL history to do this. Put up more than 500 yards total offense a game, and gave up more than 450. They went 10-6 though.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a path with all this skill. Maybe not. They went 10-6 and lost in the wild card round to the New Orleans
Well,
Saints.
they had a bit of a running game.
Yeah, they sure did. But their running game was an extension of the passing game. Marshall Faulk
Well,
was in
yeah,
the backfield.
I think that's what the Bengals are trying to do, but
I think so
not
too.
working
I think
out.
they just need a few more guys on defense, Avi. But anyway, so that I thought that was interesting. They did make the playoffs with that team.
Wow.
But they probably had a few more difference makers. Because keep in mind, that was a defense that won the Super Bowl the year before.
Yeah.
I don't know where that puts us with the Bengals, but that doesn't really give me any more hope. But maybe it gives one of you out there.
Can I
some
ask you
hope.
guys a serious question on the Bengals?
Okay.
Does Joe Flacco fit this scheme a little better than Joe Burrow?
From how he operates the offense, maybe. Yeah. I do think there's something to that because he will see a check down. He will see a guy. He sees the game, I think, better just because he's been around longer than
Yeah.
Joe does.
Yeah.
And Joe's a much better quarterback. but for the system and how maybe
That's
Zach
what I
wants to
mean.
run it,
Like,
yeah,
is
maybe.
he? And I don't know. Maybe the style he plays opens up more lanes for everybody.
Joe Flacco's not going to like this. I want the Bengals to keep him beyond this year to be a sounding board and a great backup quarterback for Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally,
Joe can
yeah.
flourish with Joe
Because
Flacco.
every
Yeah.
time Burrow drops back next year, you're going to be like, oh, please don't get hit.
Every quarterback historically has an evolution. I always think everybody wants to say Dan Marino with Joe Burrow went to a Super Bowl early and then never went back. I'm thinking more John Elway. John Elway adapted his game later in his career to the team that he had, and they built something different around him than what he had his first couple Super Bowls, and they won 2 in a row. That's what I want to see them do.
Terrell Davis is a pretty good running back.
Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, their defense is pretty good.
Shannon Sharp was pretty good at tight end.
Yeah.
Let's see what they can do.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of complaints that would go under the grievance thing. Do you have anything you want to add? Because I feel like that's all we've been doing is complaining.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but I noticed something in Brady's Halloween candy that he brought back. There was a lack of Three Musketeers. There was one Three Musketeers in that entire bag.
Okay.
Did you notice this? Is this a thing? Or
I didn't
is
see one
Hershey
in
or
my
is
son's.
it, I don't know if it's Hershey or
Reese cups. Why are so many people doing Reese's?
There was a ton of Reese's.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I was at Target today.
Yeah.
There weren't Musketeers in the checkout lane.
What is up
there were
with this?
Snickers, Reese cups.
Or are they phasing it out?
I don't know,
There
but-
was one.
Is
Now,
it becoming
I mean,
one of
it's-
those like holy grail things where it's only like you can only find it in like small towns in the middle of nowhere?
Three
at
Musketeers out of the
convenience stores.
freezer is a top 5 candy.
I mean, it used to be up there with like Milky Ways. You'd have like
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
equivalent amount.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm worried for Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll pray for Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Thoughts and
Yes.
prayers.
I'll buy one next time I see one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at y'all right now.
Okay, I have
Yeah.
a grievance, and it was from watching the basketball game, the UC basketball game last night. Tuck in your jerseys.
Oh, I saw that.
Tuck,
did bother
tuck
me.
in your jerseys.
You're
I'm with
officially
you.
old.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah,
care.
that
It's
silicone in the
it's not
waistband.
me being old. It's none of that. It's a respect to the game.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looked terrible.
It looked bad.
These guys with their jerseys hanging over their butt cheeks. I don't need to see that. Tuck it in.
Yeah.
Be clean. Be disciplined. That's another thing. Like coaches
Yeah.
not having the discipline. That's just a small thing that goes a long
And
way.
Mattingly trim those sideburns.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, I
I
agree.
noticed that, Jason. I also
It
noticed
drove me nuts all
that. I was
game.
like, tuck the jersey.
Tuck
in.
the jersey
Don't
in.
officials usually require them to do it.
They used to.
They
Yeah.
used to say, "Hey, you need to tuck it in." Like
They
at
do.
the
They do
college
it
level.
at your age. Like once what's your kid's name? Leighton.
That's it. Good for you.
Gets to like 5th grade or 6th grade and is playing basketball. The refs will stop and tuck the jersey in.
Yeah, they require it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, call me old, but it's
I
just
did.
oh my gosh, it
That's a
drives me
good-
nuts.
Good one.
Yeah. Well, today is election day, so if you haven't voted, I don't think you have much time to go. But
Or don't. I don't.
it's
Your choice, not your responsibility. Sorry, that's mine.
it's definitely not a big year for elections, but still, I went out and I voted, and there wasn't much of a line. That's okay. You know, it's not a big, huge election like president or anything, but the tables at the polling station, you know, they've got the little hider things or whatever, dividers. They're about to fall over. I don't know if
They're
it's
so flimsy.
they're so flimsy. I was like getting disoriented, like filling in the little boxes, and the table is wiggling, and I'm like, for a second, like, what am I doing? Where am I? And yeah, if there's ever a levy to add a little tax onto our sales or whatever it has to be to upgrade the tables, I will vote in favor of that one.
So I do have a question on that. Why do we have dividers for who you vote for? Is the guy across from you going to punch you in the face for voting for a guy different than him? Are we really that?
That's
Well,
a
if you're
good
like
point.
me,
Like, why is it so private?
I'm uneducated. What's that issue mean? Well, he's voting yes. I guess I should too. He looks like somebody who would vote like me. I'm
Okay.
just kidding.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that either. Hey, by the way, I'll look over at our chat, our live chat. Somebody just kind of referenced your "get off my lawn" moment just a second ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it is coming across as a bit old man. It's okay.
No,
Your
it's
grievance.
it's sloppy, and that's a discipline thing for your team. That
what
means
was
you're
the
letting
comment?
your guy untucking the jersey being
No,
untucked.
I'll be an old man with you. I'll shout at clouds along.
I'm going
right
to leave
alongside
you. I'm going to leave you with this. Isn't really a grievance. It's just something I want everybody out there and you guys to think about too. It's a hypothetical for you. Would you run a marathon if you couldn't tell anybody you ran a marathon?
No, that means running.
I want you just to think about that. And this is not a shot at people who've run a marathon. If anything,
26.2.
makes me feel better that I haven't. Yeah, you
13.1.
Yeah, I get that. Dude.
Stickers.
What about change your diet?
I don't care that you ran it.
Can you change your diet?
Think about
and
it.
Not tell
Low
anybody.
key, you don't even know you're doing it. You say, yeah, I was out for a run. Nobody asked you.
Nobody asked you.
But you still do it, which just begs the question. My wife and I were talking about this. If you couldn't tell anybody you ran a marathon, would you run it? I want you guys to think about it.
Would you run it?
Yeah, would you run it?
No, because it's running.
I'm not asking only
okay.
you. That's good. I'm glad you have your answer. I want everyone to think about that. Just a little insightful, I think. Anyway, I hope we have a lot more to talk about next week. Good. Hopefully UC takes care of business.
Well, the Bengals aren't playing this week,
Thank
so.
God. All right. So that's, I like this
Hopefully
weekend
Xavier
already.
and
Neither is UC.
UC football's not playing either.
Oh, we got to
Bye
buy.
as well.
Oh, no kidding. It's
Couple
not Arizona.
buys.
Hey, Reds, go make something happen. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
Nick Kroll
You had
did say he
before.
doesn't want to spend any more than he spent this year.
That'll be a discussion
Yeah.
next week. Oh, and by the way, maybe we'll be talking about Duke Tobin not being allowed in here or back in the
here.
Bengals
Yep.
offices. Maybe he'll get fired. We'll see what
Again,
happens.
nobody would recognize him if he walks
Nope.
in here.
Don't know how that fits in anything, but you're
Nope.
probably
Just
right.
saying.
Want to appreciate you guys for watching as always, and we will see you here for maybe some more fun to talk about next week. Take care, guys.